Okay, I'm at the Concerned Citizens of Toronto rally with Anthony Fury. We're down at Nathan Phillips Square. We're not at the stage.
It's Margaret Samuel. Today, the Downtown Concerned Citizens Organization, in conjunction with Protect Bathurst, Integrity, TO, and several other community organizations across Toronto, are hosting this press conference here at Nathan Phillips Square. City Hall's mismanagement of several departments and issues, including encampments, methadone clinics, bike lanes, exclusive bus lanes, vending machines peddling drug paraphernalia, 16.4% property tax increases over the past 2 years, and the dropping of 24/7 homeless shelters on neighborhoods are among all the insanities to be highlighted by 13 speakers representing various communities across Toronto. There's a giant demand for City Hall to clean house of departments, including transportation. Policies will also be addressed, as these hot buttons are deemed election issues for next year's municipal election. Speakers today are Paul McCusey, Protect Bathurst, Rowan Baber, MC York West, Diane Chester, Emile Glassford, and Jen Hilston of Niagara Neighborhood 629 Adelaide Street West, Cody McRae of Bloor, Balance on Bloor, Eloise Morrison of Scarborough Southwest, Anthony Furry, David Margulies of New Toronto 66 3rd Street, Andre Fortier, Upper Jarvis Residence, Sharon Danley, Esplanade Seniors, Downtown Concerned Citizens Organization, hello, Daniel Tate, Integrity TO, and Councillor Brad Bradford. Each speaker has 2 minutes to make their presentation, which will all be followed by Q&A and one-on-ones. The first speaker is Paul McCusey, Protect Bathurst.
My name is Paul McCusey. I'm a Bathurst Street business owner and resident speaking on behalf of the Protect Bathurst Coalition, a citizen-led grassroots organization fighting for the integrity, character, and heart of our community. Our coalition has stood together in resistance as the City of Toronto and the TTC have pushed to impose permanent, radical changes to our infrastructure. The plan to install 24/7 dedicated transit lanes removes all access to the turf, including stopping and loading, while eliminating more than 400 leading parking spots along the way. These changes are meant to speed up transit, but overlooks the actual lived realities of the people who live and work along this street. Public consultation was limited. Just for some context, 531 people attended the only 4 sessions to make considerable changes to the Bathurst Street plan. That makes up only 0.11% of the population in the affected wards. Do you mean to tell me that this is satisfactory city planning?
Yes!
The mayor and her councillors need to realize you are elected. We are your constituents. We are the people. You are beholden to us. It's not the other way around. Our coalition is a reflection of an ongoing citywide struggle. Community groups representing thousands of citizens continue to organize and share demands. Change at City Hall. To those in power today, our message is clear. Pause rapid TO. Scrap the rush FIFA timeline. And let voters decide on permanent changes in 2026. We stand here today as citizens of Toronto representing far too many people to be overlooked or dismissed. We demand a city that includes everyone.
Our next speakers are Diane Chester, Emile Glassford, and Jen Hilsden, speaking on Niagara Neighborhood 629 Adelaide Street West.
Thank you, Margaret. My name is Emile, and I'm here with my neighbors Diane and Jen, and we're speaking on behalf of hundreds of neighbors in the Adelaide and Tecumseh neighborhood. Regretfully, we're here today because Mayor Chow, Deputy Mayor Malik, and Lord Tanner are forcing a 24-hour emergency shelter into our quiet residential neighborhood around 629 Adelaide Street West. This shelter will distribute needles, pipes, and other drug paraphernalia 24 hours a day, and the steps from St. Mary's Public Children's School and just down the street from another children's school. Exactly where will these drugs be bought and where will these drugs be used in the neighborhood? We have spoken to dozens of police officers familiar with shelter activities, and each one has warned us to fortify our door locks and enhance our home security. This scares many of us. The city says there's nothing to worry about. Yet there has been no public consultation, no safety plan, and no accountability from any of them.
At the restaurant site operating in the past, marked by drug trafficking, violence, crime, and encampment. Our neighborhood unfortunately expects the same chaos. Dormitory style homeless shelters are no place for persons with mental health and substance abuse issues. They are not safe for residents of the shelter or for the neighborhood. This is confirmed in a recent CAMH safety report on shelters.
We demand action. Stop the shelter at 629 now. Stop the secretive, undemocratic shelter siting process. Every drug police deserves healthcare treatment and housing that are opening shelter camps into Toronto neighborhoods.
And Diane. The next speaker is Cody McRae from Balance on Bloor.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Cody McRae, and I am the founder of Balance on Bloor. We are a community-led coalition with a common sense, data-driven approach for our city's transportation future. Let me start by clearing up a few things. We are not anti-cyclists. In fact, the majority of our board members are daily riders who clock over 2,000 kilometers a year. We support bike lanes when they're implemented properly, not dropped in the neighborhoods where they do more harm than good. We are not anti-environment. We are against policy that pretends to be green while creating more gridlock, more idling vehicles, and gas fuel so bad that our local TTC bus drivers are starting to smell fumes for the first time in their cabins. We are not anti-people. In fact, we are for the people of our community, especially for seniors, people with disabilities, and families who don't allow their children to be outside playing anymore on the side streets due to increased traffic coming through the side neighborhoods. We are not anti-transit. I ride the disastrous TTC quite frequently. Most of our daily members ride it quite often, and in fact, I was late getting here today too. This isn't progress, it's poor planning. We want a city where cyclists, transit riders, pedestrians, and yes, drivers, we can all move efficiently and safely. But forcing ideological experiments onto already congested arteries without proper consultation or year-round data is not balanced, it's reckless. This is about moving the most people as quickly as possible. We can have bike lanes and common sense. We can make progress without punishing people, and we can build a city that works for everyone, not just the loudest 3% of passengers in the room. So let's tell people that it's about bike lanes, it's about balance, it's about the process, it's about respect, it's about transparency. Because the city isn't collecting data in their hands, they're not collecting data in their overtime, and they're certainly not being honest about how it's affecting businesses, commuters, and families across the West End. And yes, it's about fixing a giant mistake before people lose their businesses, lose their jobs, and lose their lives, and lose their faith in City Hall. While Mayor Chow and Councillor Amber Morgan continue to dismiss growing concerns and doubling down on a broken plan while the city is going through a halt, that's not leadership, that's negligence. Leadership means stepping up when the system is failing, not hiding behind ideology while the city suffers. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Taylor. I run the daycare at Teaching Equine Preschool, about 100 meters away from the proposed homeless shelter at 2535 Gerard Street East, and also a resident. So I'm here to represent the vulnerable children in our community. We're speaking today on behalf of the Lansdowne community to express our deep concern and growing frustration with the city of Toronto's handling of the housing crisis and homelessness crisis. A response that, quite frankly, is proving to be dangerously incompetent. Let's be clear, we are not anti-housing and we are not anti-shelters. We are anti-mismanagement. And what we're witnessing in this city government that is failing on the most basic responsibilities of planning, safety, and care. By choosing to place emergency shelters near daycares and nestled in quiet residential neighborhoods, the city is putting the most vulnerable members of our community, our children, at unnecessary risk. These are infants and toddlers who rely on us as adults and leaders to protect them. And instead, the city is prioritizing convenience over safety and politics over planning. Convenience over safety and politics over planning. This is not a proper housing solution. It's a short-term path that lacks necessary supplies, proper oversight, or long-term durability. Meanwhile, community services are being overwhelmed, residents are being ignored, and critical stakeholders like daycare operators and parents are left completely in the dark. The city claims it's responding to a crisis, but a real crisis demands coordinated, competent action. What we're seeing is adult decision-making, zoning hypocrisy, and a total absence of meaningful consultation. Toronto has the resources, the data, and the public will to build permanent, properly located and supported housing. Instead, we get mixed up, short placement, and dangerous proximity to the various places where our youngest citizens should feel most safe. It's a time for accountability, it's a time for real solutions, and it's a time the city stop making vulnerable people, both housed and unhoused, pay the price for its failure to plan. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. What we are hearing today is the silent majority from communities all across this city, from all walks of life, coming together to reclaim their city from the radical fringe who have dictated the terms at City Hall for too long. We are hearing from parents, small business owners, community members, seniors in their condo buildings and apartment buildings who want to take this city back from radical policies that have gone too far to moderate our policies and get back to the center where Toronto has been traditionally for quite some time. Unfortunately, the leadership at City Hall is just not working. You know, back when I ran for mayor a couple years ago in the last by-election, a lot of people spoke passionately about the need to deal with those drug injection sites, to care for people with compassion rather than destabilizing our communities, to get the city moving again so you can get from A to B. It shouldn't be something that just becomes horrendous and take your kids to a hockey game or a baseball game. Yet that's where we are. And unfortunately, in the past 2 years, the city is moving in the wrong direction on a number of key fronts. And I think what we're looking for right now is a call for accountability. We need answers on why bureaucrats are letting these things happen unchecked. Accountability of why so many homeless shelters, so many facilities that are supposed to be for compassion have become community drug bins. Why is it that we can't even get basic infrastructure repairs done in a reasonable amount of time? We represent the regular silent majority of people of all walks of life across this great beautiful city of ours, and I think you're going to hear more and more from these people in the months to come. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Our next speaker is David Margulies, New Toronto, 66 3rd Street.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Margulies from South Etobicoke. The city chose to avoid politically challenging the decision of siting shelters, instead delegating it to subordinates and shirking their responsibilities. This is not democracy. We elect our leaders to make informed decisions. Yet the choice to place a shelter at 66 3rd Street in New Toronto is reckless, biased, and poorly considered. The proposed site is unsuitable for a shelter. Located on a residential street, the shelter would double the street's population at capacity. The site spans only 9,000 square feet, significantly smaller than the city's own minimum standards of 15,000 square feet. It's also within 250 meters of 2 schools and abuts a subsidized seniors residence. The shelter at 66 3rd would be designated as a harm reduction site. It will offer 24/7 access to drug paraphernalia, including needles and crack pipes. But it will prohibit consumption on site. This policy will surely increase drug use in alleys, parks, streets, playgrounds, endangering our communities. City officials and shelter activists insist that addicts are the most vulnerable among us. But we strongly disagree. Our children are our most vulnerable, and certainly not ours who choose to leave discarded needles and crack pipes in our neighborhood. Our final message to the city is this, and shelter agonists alike: if you think you can shame people into silence who don't want used needles in their backyard, used crack pipes in their backyard, by calling them NIMBYs, you better think again. This type of gaslighting does not work on us. We are here to fight for a return to common decency in our neighborhood and across the city. Childish will not be cowed by absurd and childish name-calling from our leaders and some of the media. Let's end harm reduction practices in our neighborhoods and begin to site shelters appropriately with community balance in mind. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Andre Fortier, Upper Jarvis resident.
Harm reduction keeps communities safe. Shame on you! Harm reduction, shame on!
Good morning. I'm Andre Fortier speaking on behalf of the Upper residents and we're here today because of the neighborhood has become unsafe. Since BC House began handing out free drug paraphernalia and allowing supervised consumption of narcotics, we witnessed an explosion of street drug use and activity in our neighborhood, right outside our homes. People are injecting our sidewalks, street drug dealers fight for territory, we hear yelling through the night, syringes and garbage left everywhere. A resident told me yesterday, and I quote, "I used to feel I lived in a piece of heaven. Now I feel like I live in hell." Our elderly and children walk the streets, and this is happening just 110 meters from a local school. That's illegal under the Community Code Act 2024, which prohibits supervised consumption sites within 200 meters of schools. So how is this allowed? The province has acknowledged that street-level drug sites are not sustainable, committing instead to dedicated rehabilitation centers that protect both public health and neighborhood safety. BC House is exploiting a hospital classification to bypass the law, practicing harm reduction through redistribution in our communities. BC House is funded 80% by the province and must be accountable for the direct harm they are causing in the community. This loophole must be shut down. It's putting lives and neighborhoods at risk. We are demanding action. The Minister of Health, Sylvia Jones, and MP Doug Ford must close the loophole, restore proper oversight, and end drug consumption and paraphernalia distribution to residential, school, and retail areas. We are also calling on support of MPP Tristan Youngtown, City Councilor Chip Moore, and Mayor Olivia Shaw to take action to put a stop to this unbearable situation in the neighborhood. We can consent to this, our voices matter, our safety matters. This is failure policy and implementation, and it must be corrected. And we have assembled a media kit, including photos available upon request. This is an election issue. Thank you.
Is Sharon Downey, Esplanade Seniors Downtown Concerned Citizens Organization. Good morning, everyone. I'm a senior long-term resident of West and an advocate for healthy, independent living. Today I am speaking on the many seniors and disabled residents who feel abandoned by city hall. Let me be clear, we are not against cyclists or addiction treatment, but we are absolutely against being treated like collateral damage in a city that claims to be progressive, but forgets the people who spent our lives building this city. I've been struck by a cyclist myself. I nearly sideswiped my school. But riders who don't know the rules of the road, they ride on the road, the sidewalks, or wherever they feel like. Pedestrians have the right of way under the Ontario Traffic Act. But in Toronto, crossing the street, especially with a rocker, cane, or from a wheel-trans vehicle, is life-threatening. E-bikes race at car-like speeds, and drivers turning through bike lanes are on constant high alert, hoping that they won't end up in an accident.
Shelters
Then
now!
there's the methadone clinics. Those right in the heart of our homeland residential community. There was no consultation, no support services, and no safeguards. Now we find discarded needles in our lane wells, and many senior women are afraid just standing outside their front door. Would you place a facility like that next to your mother's building? A few years ago, the city promised to make Toronto accessible for all people. That felt like progress. It felt like a home. It felt like a dream. But now we feel like it's just a dream. A nice line in public policy that never reached the sidewalks. We deserve better. We demand real consultation, not rubber stamps. All cyclists must ride unexamined and be licensed and insured. Enforcement of safety laws, not chaos disguised as innovation. And a city that truly works for everyone, not just the loudest lobby or the fastest. Remember, one day you could be a senior too or disabled. People profane and misplace methadone clinics don't steal that future from you. We need a city that works for everyone and promises of accessibility and safety for the disabled up Thank you. The next speaker is Roman Baber, MP of Drugless.
I'm Conservative Member of Parliament for the Great Riding of York Centre, also known as Ward 6 in the City of Toronto. I'm here for one reason only. It's to talk about the propriety of the downtown homeless shelter, proposed to be situated 100 meters away from the Fairfield.
Shelters keep us safe! Shelters keep us safe!
From 100 meters from the St. Teresa Childcare Center. See, facts matter. The downtown shelter will be situated right here. This is the Pierre Laporte Public School. This is the St. Teresa Child Care Center. I submit to everyone respectfully, irrespective of the discourse here, irrespective of the fact that some people value free speech but obviously do not allow others to exercise their free speech, that this is not an appropriate spot for a shelter. City staff that work in the shelters now hand out drug perfume.
Shelters keep us safe!
They will be handing out needles that people will find themselves at the Pierre Laporte Public School, the daycare center, and Lonely Park. Everybody acknowledges that there's a homeless issue in the city of Toronto. Everyone is shelters are overcrowded. Placing shelters in the shelters is not the answer. Making building is donating employment rights to homeless residential shelters. Now, downtown has turned Jamie Wilson into an epicenter of drugs and crime. 3 weeks ago, there was a murder at the Toronto Plaza shelter. We're asking council not to turn Keelan Wilson into Jane Wilson. Thank you so much.
My name is Daniel Ting. I'm the executive director of the CEO. We are Toronto's newest and fastest growing civic advocacy group in we're generally nonpartisan. We're a centrist organization. We want radical environmental Me personally, I'm not against bike lanes. I'm an avid user of the Sherbourne and College Street bike lanes, which are fantastic bike lanes. Why? Because they were done smartly. They don't eat up roads, right? And so this is not about being anti-bike lane. This is about being smart planning. But I do want to flip it over to a couple other issues quickly. Some of you may recall I was the person who brought the gun back petition to City Hall. I brought it to executive committee. There were 35,000 people who signed it. And that was a wake-up call for everybody because we were maligned by Olivia Chow. We were maligned by Chris Noyce and other people in the executive committee. And I think that shows that there is a lack of respect for citizens of this city by the current city council administration. And the citizens want respect for them. We don't want to be treated like crap. We use like taunts for your radical ideology. We want respect. That's really what this is all about. We're going to buy charging stations for $150 million carriers. And the neglect and the incompetence is unbelievable. We've never seen this in the city before. Giving kids the right to vote. Brian Sachs wants 16-year-olds to be able to vote nationally. These are radical policies that normal Torontonians don't want anymore. And so that's what we're all coming here for to talk about. A couple of other quick things. I just want to give a shout out to Calvin Berry, who represented me pro bono. We see Johnny McDonald. We appreciate the province. It's a prime of our founder. And two more quick things. Chris Noyce needs to listen to his constituents. He did a con job on Yonge Dundas Square, we know this, and now he wants to rename Sumac Tudor Parquet with no public consultation. So the Trevanion Court residents petition, 1,500 signatures. We need to do a reset of that renaming. It was done in a completely dishonest way. And lastly,
you're fighting over naming a park and people are dying in parks.
There is an unbelievable amount of public money that we all believe is not being stewarded responsibly. There's a lot of waste, and so this PTO is happy to announce that today we are calling for an independent third-party transit audit of Toronto Shelter is $1 billion annual operating budget. Where's the money going? Almost $1 billion is grown by 22% in the last few years. We want an audit, and this is going to be the first division at City Hall. There's going to be many more to follow. Follow Integrity TO on Instagram and online. Talk to you later.
Integrity where?
We will have some time for questions and answers. So there is anyone from the accredited media. So if you have a question, please raise your hand. Okay, go ahead. Who would you like to address?
Interesting situation,
No, it's a beautiful day for a rally, though.
isn't it? Get people together talking, difference of opinions.
Yeah.
Hey,
All to what Toronto's about, right?
so the counter protesters, are they against the shelters or are they for the shelters?
They are
For the shelters.
Yeah.
And are they for the needles and the drugs?
Yes.
So they support
the harm reduction.
the drug
neighborhoods,
use
yeah.
within, instead of getting the help for the people to get
Correct.
off the drugs.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. the people that are speaking here would be in support of not having those
Yeah.
services in neighborhoods.
Right, and getting help for the people.
Who need help to get out of the addiction.
That's right,
To
because they
get-
took away the mental hospitals and the rehabs
Yes.
many years ago.
Yes. So now they're just giving out the supply, continuing to give out the supplies.
I've seen.
Yes.
And I've seen what it's done to people. It's just horrendous. Like I live in the Rosedale neighborhood, and we're already getting, there's like a homeless shelter just at Young and Davenport area. Used to be a seniors, and it's really sad to see them hunched over. And it's
They need
they
actual
do.
help, not more
They do.
supplies.
Yeah, they don't need more drugs. They need help.
Yeah. I'm gonna find a shady spot for a minute, but I'll be back.
Well, you're in a dark color, so.
Planes are the cheapest infrastructure there is.
There are people living in encampments everywhere. Where do you propose these shelters go? Because there is obviously a real need, because you see people sleeping everywhere.
You don't know the answer because there's none.
Where do you propose these shelters go?
There's 1,700 staff.
When I say shelters, you say now. Shelters. 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 When I say permanent, you say now.
So it looks like the concerned citizens of Toronto want drug-free shelters and help for those who have the addictions.
Where should they go? Well, the city's very quick to rezone our side of 66 Court into a 50% homeless shelter. They can easily rezone some land from the industrial parts of the city that are 10-15-minute walk away from the highest land. It would be that simple. And you wouldn't see all this stuff. Well, it'd be industrial, so there wouldn't be residential people there. Well, if it's going to be a harm reduction center, they're handing out needles. Recently, we had... Sorry, that's my answer, is we can rezone in more appropriate places than right in the middle of neighborhoods.
At City Hall. Will the coalition that is here today all coalesce around one candidate in the next election?
When I say rezone, you say rezone.
Still early, we have to see who finds the rest of the mayor and pay for it. Hopefully it's not too much of a crowded field, because I think based on everything that's happening in our city and everything that's happened over the last 3 years or so of Shaw's tenure, is we need to have a clear alternative candidate. We don't want to have a big crowded field, and then the votes get cut into really different pieces of the pie, and then you have a lot of dissatisfaction. So I'm really hoping that one or two sort of unity candidates will be more radical minded, and it will be sort of a binding choice. I think that would be the best route forward, in my opinion.
No justice! No peace! No